you about this fifth principle that guides my giving, and we're going to get to that just right now. I also just want to invite you to our annual conference in March. This year it's going to be the Fresh Fire Conference. We're starting tonight at 7. We have Prophet John Wasserman, Rufus Elapa, and Gerrit Groblin, my husband, that's going to speak this weekend. And we truly trust God for a rekindling of the flame in our hearts. Also, I'm not going to be on YouTube for the next 2 weeks. We're going to take a break. And sorry that I wasn't on this week. I was sick with tonsillitis, but I'm feeling much better today. So let's get to the word. I want to read to you from 1 Samuel 15, verse 22. It says, "But Samuel replied, 'Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obedience to the voice of the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams.'" So, we've been speaking about, last week we spoke about quite a few things that guide your giving: faith, love for people, etc. And today I want to speak to you about obedience. And obedience is to really to hear the voice of the Spirit and to follow that. And many times, people, if that people who knock faith, and with that I mean they say, no, it's not really, God is so gracious that you don't really need to believe, will also knock obedience. But faith is basically obedience. I just want to put it in different terms. Like we said, these things, relate very closely. But for me, obedience is specifically when I hear that prompting of the Spirit to obey it, and to obey it promptly. So if God says, sometimes it's a once-off thing, like, give money here, and then you do that. Sometimes it's a repeated thing. So you would say, start giving to this person or partnering with this person. Sometimes it's very direct. It can be an instruction of how much to give, but not necessarily always. Sometimes God can just say to you, it's time to up your giving. And then you can have maybe a feeling in your heart of how much it is, or not necessarily. It can just be that you feel you need to increase your giving. So to hear the voice and to be founded in the Word, to really start knowing how it sounds when God speaks, we have to be rooted in the Word. And if the more we become rooted in the Word, the more we can practice that, to hear His voice and to know if it is in line with the Word. I might have mentioned it already last week, but it is rare, not rare, it's impossible to outgive God. So many times those promptings that we hear to give, especially when it feels like God is really stretching the boundaries right now, it is rightfully so, obey. I know of instances where I didn't obey because of fear, but I realized, and obviously I repented and I said to God, I'm sorry, but that opportunity was then past, So, He needed to retrain me again, and I needed to start trusting His voice again, and then to promptly. It's better before the reasoning kicks in to then just give. So today, in your giving, if you hear that prompting of the Spirit, before you start to reason, before you start to fear, just do it. You won't be able to outgive God. Bless you.